Welcome back to the Cepheid Variable. This is your referee, Chris. I'm about to read off some fine folks over on Patreon who support us. If you think you might want to support us on Patreon as well, check out the show notes. There's a link there. $3 a month. That's all it is. Pretty cheap. So, yeah, here we go. Ready? And we start with Taylor, Drowrin, Miles, Randy, Yam, Colby, Thomas, Randy G, Laszlo, Hovo, H-O-V-O, Jeremy, Ben, Garth, Tyler, and Nelson. Thank you for your continued support over there. It means a lot to us. And, yeah, hope you guys are ready for this next episode coming for your ears. It's a fun one. And, yeah, enjoy. Bye. You are seated in a hall deep underground on the planet of Daron FA7. You, Toots, just heard what you assume is a voice in your head from this creature in front of you, called themselves the Thremlix.
I was going to ask.
I know you are, and I'm ready to spell it when you are ready. THREMLIX. Gonna give it to you.
Got it.
And so you, she was asking, showing a picture of these whales. And it basically is talking about, he was basically I'll tell you about these things. This was the thing that you got. And so what happens is, as she's asking these questions, and I think we hear those questions coming through, just what can you tell us about these creatures exactly? Where do they come from? And you know, and if you have any other questions as well, I can answer them at this time through the leader. But she goes on to what are these creatures? And they're just
they are beings from deep under us, deeper than here. They are beasts tied to the ones we're not outcast.
But she has no idea what he's saying.
So Jedt is the only one that understands.
Yeah.
But so this is, I guess, maybe I wouldn't be able to ask this question, but whatever. I'm sitting here, so I will. Does it seem like they're understanding what Sarah's trying to tell them? It's just she doesn't understand them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's just thank you. I just did my hair yesterday. I'm
exactly
noticing.
There might be it seems like they're pointing at the picture, and so he's able to just oh yes kind of thing. And so he kind of continues on. The entire time he's just touching hands and making click noises. So it's tougher to follow, but it seems like what he's saying in his head, in Toots' head, is probably doesn't match up with a lot of the hand signals, but it's to an extent. You're able to kind of understand, and you're starting to get the clicks and the everything like that. But
you're still not telling anybody that you can understand them.
Not in front of Cheshire.
I love it.
She doesn't like Cheshire.
She's been nothing but nice.
I know.
She's just fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
She's another woman in power.
That's exactly it. The colonizing thing has nothing to do with it.
So, no. I'm sure the Rodgers haven't colonized any places.
Yeah,
she also hates that.
Yeah, I know. That's why she's at odds with her family, as they support that stuff.
Yeah.
Especially Astartes.
Fucking Astartes. I forget all the sisters' names. I know there was like an Ashley.
It was like Ashley, Abigail, Amanda. Just went straight to the Astartes.
I love it.
So, so he continues on talking, goes on to explain, like, they are the beasts of the non-outcast. And so he's just like,
Deeper within these tunnels, deeper within the ground, are the tribes. We, on the surface here, we are no longer tribes. We no longer part of their society. But the ones deeper, they still follow the old traditions. They have halls of iron and weapons made of the same. They ride the mighty beasts into war with each other. But we do not want to be part of that. We chose different, and so we were shunned. Shunned by them. We are forced to live here closer to the surface. For as we delve deeper, they will kill us. Because of our mark.
you kind of like, at that point, you see him make like a gesture towards that circle symbol on the back.
Okay. Did Toots see Jedt notice her ether bug? Just out of curiosity. Like, is that another perception check?
Well, yeah, just like I wouldn't be trying to hide it. So, like, if you were looking, it depends on if you were looking for, like, others noticing you.
Mm-hmm.
So, that.
I think she would, like, while this dude was talking, she'd, like, walk behind Cheshire Lady.
Okay.
And, like, where are you standing?
Oh, I mean, I'm just, whatever, with the group, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, nowhere in particular, I suppose. Like,
are you behind or in front? Are you in eye distance with
yeah, I mean,
Cheshire
I'd be kind of like with the, like, if we swarmed in as like a group, right, which we did, I kind of would, we just always be standing next to each other as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, I think like she would like try to get Jett's attention while this guy is talking, but like in a very subtle way, like maybe just like eye contact.
Okay.
And I don't know if you would like.
I mean, like, I'd be kind of like, I mean, because I can't hear anything, I'd be kind of just like looking, I'd be looking at her, I'd look like Cheshire, looking at the bug, and kind of just like looking around to see if like anyone getting anything out of this.
So like
like
she'd like look at Jedt and she'd be kind of like wide-eyed and she'd be like trying to make like clicking noise, like a very quiet like bite it and like mouth.
Give me a stealth roll. Let's
okay.
see. I'm going to roll to see if anybody notices.
And that was dexterity?
Yeah. Or social would make sense too, because you're trying to use social here.
Sure.
So I'm cool with either of those.
I got a 7.
A 7. Yeah, no, you're not able to get Jett's attention, unfortunately.
That's okay.
He's too probably looking around at everything.
I'm sure. It's very confusing.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like the interior of here, like it's smooth on the inside here. They've got some other symbols. Like it looks like they've carved little versions of themselves into the wall. There's that big symbol kind of that you've seen, the circles that we drew.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like the hall of like a meeting hall of like the leadership.
Yeah. If she was more forceful of a person and was more closer to Jedt, she would just try to like shove the bug in his mouth. But I don't think you can do that stealthily.
You do notice like they don't have a name for these like big creatures.
Okay.
They're just
the beasts.
They're just beasts.
The mighty beasts.
From below.
Essentially what you gather from him like having this conversation with her is like this group are outcasts from the larger society.
Pretty crazy.
And that these beasts are like deeper down. So, like, if you follow these tunnels even further down to where they go, you're going to run into the other faction. The other factions.
Well, and probably it sounds like the most of the other, like there's a, most of the society.
Yeah.
Like, the lovers and the poets up here.
Exactly.
The dwarven-clad...
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they, like, he mentions iron a lot, so you're assuming, like, they're probably pretty...
Warry.
Not necessarily warry, but they're going to have higher things than here.
They're in the
Yeah.
Iron Age.
Yeah, they're in the Iron Age.
It looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
You don't know, but yeah,
Okay.
that's the kind of the vibe that you get from this conversation that he's telling her. Like, they don't have a name; they're the beasts from below, and that they basically can like swim through the earth in an extent. Like, they just kind of tunnel through. They just have enough momentum where they can just kind of plow through anything because they're large creatures. And then eventually they'll kind of get to a point where if they can build up enough momentum, they'll breach. They don't do it a ton, but they do breach, and then they, down below, they're able to move more freely. Like, there's a lot more open space, it seems like.
Okay.
So they're able to fly around more down there. So you get the vibe, if we were to put this in the parlance of things that are not within this world, you get the vibe that there's like a hollow earth kind of feeling as you get more towards the center of this planet. Like,
Okay.
that there's large enough spaces down there where these things can fly around like birds.
Okay.
That's
Holy
wild.
shit, that's
So,
crazy.
All right.
yeah, we're going fantastical.
I love
we're
it.
getting crazy.
That's
in this.
dope as shit.
Termite Town.
Yeah, like Termite Town.
Yee.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, like lemmings.
That feels like
I
an old
just made
video
it up.
game. Okay.
I made it up.
See, that feels like an old like DOS game.
Yeah, it
could
does.
be. It's just Pong.
Yeah. I got this floppy disk in my Frosted Flakes.
Termite Town. I got to count numbers so I can kill the termites before they eat my wood. Yeah, so that's what you're able to discover
Damn.
through this, like, probably like half-hour conversation of them trying to like do different things.
Okay.
Does it look like Sarah's getting anything out of it?
No,
Not at all.
absolutely not.
I mean, I would ask her at some point, like, so what's he saying?
And I
know
think
what
they
he's
have
saying?
like a translator going, and so like the translator probably picks up some words, like it picks out like out, but like doesn't pick up a full word or things like that. So it's very jobbled. She's like, I'm assuming from the conversations we're having here that they know. He's pointing at it like he knows what it means, but I don't think they've seen them very much. Maybe it's their god. Maybe it's what they worship. I'm thinking along those
Shai-Hulud?
lines. It's their Shai-Hulud.
Toots
I
just
swear,
kinda,
I thought of this before I read Tune. I promise you.
Toots just kind of like looks at her and she's like, "Wow, you have a lot of knowledge base down here. You must spend a lot of time with the culture."
We try. We want to do everything we can for them to help them out.
I'm sure.
So
Yeah, she's definitely going to wait until Cheshire and the team leaves before asking some questions to the chief guy without her there.
okay, I think that kind of there hits a point where like there is a lull, or maybe even Sarah's like, okay, well, I think we got everything we're gonna get this trip. We're gonna go make sure we have everything gathered upside, make sure everyone's ready to head back. And so, if you guys want to follow me, we're gonna make one quick pass. If you guys want to head to the market, maybe try to trade for some things. They're pretty big on shiny rock, so if you have anything that's shiny, they typically like things like that. You might be able to haggle for a homemade statue or something they've made. It's actually quite cool, but just if you don't want to, I totally get it. Like I understand. So, and so I think at that point, as they're getting up to leave, Toots, you hear like the voice in your head, just like,
You will stay.
like you hear that.
Oh, like a command?
Not necessarily a command, but like he doesn't know proper.
Okay.
He doesn't know etiquette, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's you're hearing your brain is essentially making out what he's saying.
Got
kind
it.
of thing.
Okay, yeah, she definitely stays behind, but doesn't like turn to him and have like a conversation. She
Yeah.
just kind of has her hands in her pockets and just is like standing in the proximity, but without like making it obvious. She's
Okay.
like communicating.
Are the rest of you staying, or are the rest of you going out there to go check the markets?
If I notice that Toots is staying, Zander will stay just kind of as a security
okay,
kind of thing. He doesn't necessarily think that she's in danger, but like
Sure.
still, it's
Okay.
we don't know anything
Yeah.
about these guys.
Jedt,
No,
you
don't want
gonna-
anybody to be alone.
Makes it. Jedt, you gonna leave or what's your plan? Stick them
like,
together?
I would have like started leaving with everyone else, but then like again, I would notice if like I would like say, are we like? I would notice if we're all together or if we're splitting. So I'd kind of look back and see that like she's staying back, and I'd be like,
Do you make a hand gesture or anything to them, their Toots, to tell them to stop, or?
Yeah, she would like if it was out of line of sight from the Cheshire lady, she would try to get her team together.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't see why not.
Like incognito.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. So.
Like whoever was closest, which I'm assuming is Zander.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, she would just like without turning to him, she would just be like, "Eat the fucking bug."
What?
Well, you guys have vac suits on too, so maybe like get on a different channel.
Oh yeah. There's
Are you-
channels.
I mean,
oh yeah,
Okay.
most comms, yeah.
yeah. There's most of them are going to have some
Okay.
sort of a comm thing. I mean, you could also have taken your helmets off down here too. You don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh, if
but
there's
no one
an
else
atmosphere.
did. There is atmosphere on the planet.
If there's like a
but they just
channel-
didn't know. But yeah, we'll say you can
She'd like hold up her fingers like 4.
Sure.
Like 4
Yeah.
channel 4.
Okay. Well, if we've known each other long enough that I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I tune into that channel.
Yeah.
I go to 3.
Hey, what's up?
So everyone. Well, we're not on the same channel now. It's just you. Yeah. So it's just Zander. She'd be like, "Eat the fucking bug.
What do you mean eat the bug?
Eat the fucking bug.
Why?
Just do it."
Why?
She's like, "Do you trust me? Do you trust me right now?
You-
I ate the fucking bug.
You've
Eat
given
the
us
fucking
zero
bug.
reason to trust you
Yeah.
this entire time.
Why should I eat the bug?
Cause I can hear them."
Oh. What? You mean to tell me you just sat here for a half hour and let her just get nothing and you can hear them?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna let that stupid ass Cheshire lady know. She's just a fucking cunt with a badge. Like, she has no authority down here.
Your authority problems are becoming a problem. All right, so you can hear these things?
I can hear them.
Do I All right. I'll pull the bug out.
And she's just
Look
like,
at it just
she's
like-
like, ooh, is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
Pop your visor.
Yeah, just pop it, like,
Yeah.
look at her like, all right. And just kind of a look like,
Yeah.
you better not be bullshitting.
Imagine she's just
Then I'll
trolling.
eat the bug.
It would be something
It's
she
like,
would
damn,
do.
you
but-
just ate it.
Fucking loser.
Yeah.
Got you good, punk.
They wiped that with their ass. Yeah.
Tastes like plain chicken.
Okay.
That's what we
not
described.
Too bad, I guess.
Bite into it, squirts out. It's flavorless chicken in your mouth.
Sounds so gross.
So I want to keep saying it.
So I eat the bug.
There's a little noise as you pop it.
I
Little squirt. It was a little squirt.
no.
All right.
It's like a dumpling.
Like
What
Instantly, you start to hear like it's
chatter.
died down in here because like maybe there's some sort of something in the wall, but you hear a voice just like,
Another joins as well. Please say.
Oh, shit. Okay, where are the other two guys?
I'm assuming they're
so,
right
I mean,
there.
at this point, like I'm like
I'm just
whatever.
like-
I'm
I'm
assuming you
Channel
both
4.
would watch him pop his thing and eat
Yeah.
this bug, unless you didn't turn to channel 4
No,
to
yeah.
not hear that.
I mean, no, yeah. I'd be like, what's going on? What?
Channel 4.
Oh,
Or I would just
Yeah.
I wouldn't keep it a secret. I would be like,
I don't know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Why just say the words, eat the
yeah.
bug.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay,
Just-
this is going to sound crazy. Eat the grub and you can understand these things.
I eat it.
for real? I'm like,
At least I can hear something.
okay. So Xander, you confirm this, right?
All I know is I'm hearing some kind of voices now, so it's either hallucinations or I can hear these things. And like the leader is still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I can only assume I heard him or it, whatever it is.
Right.
Sexist.
Okay. I guess since I'm the last one, I think for the sake of our crew, probably one of us shouldn't for now. So
In case it's a poison grub.
I'm just gonna hold off for now. Is all I'm gonna say. So like,
He
no,
doesn't have the mental
all right,
fortitude.
I would have been one of the people that did it, but since I'm the last one, I'm not gonna do it for now.
Eat the bug, man.
Yeah. See, now I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna not eat it even harder.
Eat the bug.
Okay.
Fuck you. I
I
will
mean,
do
yeah.
what you tell me.
Like,
Yeah.
all right, you know what? Don't do it. That's fine. But all I can tell you is that we can understand
Yeah.
these things now.
Yep. And so, Blex, when you eat it, you hear the voice say,
Another one joins us.
And he says, I was going to wait another 40 minutes to let the GM tell me what's going on, but I got him.
Fourth wall breaking.
So, I actually think Zander wouldn't just sit here and wait. He'd be like, okay, this is ridiculous. And he's going to walk over to Sarah and tell her.
You're going to tell her?
Tell her, like, okay. Have they ever given you these grubs before?
She's like, yeah, I mean, they've given us certain things like that, yeah.
What do you do with them?
You just pocket them.
Okay, but like, I'm talking these specific... The
white one. She's like, yeah, no, they've given us...
Have you ever tried to eat them?
Would we try to eat them?
Just
yeah,
because
Toots is like,
I don't get it.
Fucking God.
I don't know what's going on, but I can understand them now.
And she's like, you ate... And
Yes.
she's kind of like staring, she's like,
I know this sounds crazy. This is all weird.
Very well. And then she, like... I'm trying to think. I'm going to give her a roll. Because I don't think... She doesn't fucking know you. So why would she trust your word?
No, absolutely. But I also don't have any persuade.
No, you're good.
But
I rolled really well on that. She's like, I'm going to take your word on that, but till we can... I'll do some further... We'll dissect when we have a couple others, but good to know. I appreciate that, but I don't think I'm ready without knowing what's inside.
Then give us a few minutes before we leave, and then I go back to the...
Sure. So the three of you are sitting there, and Xander's kind of just staring off into space. Or not Zander, Jedt, and this thing, like, makes a bunch of motions, and you just hear...
Come sit down. I'm sure you have many questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that knows about the other faction and everything.
Yes.
I was like, I would have told you more, but I'm glad that I didn't since you went straight to little Miss Head Honcho over there. Little plebeian.
Narc?
Narc.
Not everyone has authority.
Well, sorry, I like to try to be helpful. Literally, we told him we'd come here to help him out.
Yeah, it's true.
So she kind of just like spins him up real quick. Then she's like,
Sure.
"Yeah, other faction, War Beast, Iron War." She turns to the chief guy and she's like, "Are you in danger?"
It's like,
No, we're not in danger. Just outcasts living here. We are not welcome in the larger structures
So why...
of
why is
the confines of the Thermlex, so we are here by ourselves.
Oh, who are the Thremlex?
We are the Thermlex. What are you? What do you call yourself?
Monkey.
Monkey.
Monk.
Monkey.
Thremlex.
okay, very well. Do you have names? Titles?
Lieutenant Colonel Zander Cross.
It's like,
Yeah.
Shorten it.
Cross?
Just call me Zander.
I don't think they don't have a Z in their language, so they don't know what it is. I think with the word, yeah. So, and yeah, so it's just kind of, what question did you have?
I like they just give him code names like, I will call you Big Head.
Yes.
I want to ask him why they're outcasts.
Yeah. So it kind of just like pauses. It's like, and again, like your brain is like interpreting all of these things you're hearing. Like this bug helps you interpret these clicks to a version of what you understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's not actually speaking a common language to you. You're just able to, your brain is now able to kind of parse and synthesize what it's saying. And so he starts to kind of click and talk, and it's like,
We are not part of the warbands from below, and so we try to be more peaceful than them, and so we do not believe in what they want, and so we are here on the outskirts, told not to return.
What is it that they want?
Meat. Jugs.
monkey meat. It's like,
They vie for power underneath. They battle on their war beasts with their glittering armor, and they raise cities and try to take them over once. Do you have war where you come from? Do you have battles?
Unfortunately, yes. I have some experience with that.
They fight below. You monkeys have yet to go deep enough to run into them. And that's probably
Would we be in danger if we did?
absolutely. If they knew you were here, they would kill you on the spot.
Huh.
They would overrun you, bring the beasts with them, crush you if they can. We try our best to communicating with the other group of monkeys to have a better understanding and build bridges with them.
Okay, so you want the monkeys here.
And it's like,
The monkeys are here now. We see no need to be combative with them if there is a way that we can work together.
Okay.
But they talk of larger structures. Something about a dominion of sorts. We don't...
Yeah.
We're not... we are wary of that, but if they protect us from the ones below, then we are willing to consider it. But...
Monkey see, monkey do. Monkey throw poo on you.
Well, what I'm worried about is the creatures, the beasts you talk about.
Yes!
They use those in war.
Yes, they ride them across their back. Like ships, massive whale aerial battles. They're quite a sight.
it'd be a really cool scene in the movie if it was. But no, he's just like,
Yes, they
Yeah.
ride across them, fight on them.
I feel like we need to get off this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I'm
think?
hearing is that there's probably two. Well, so is someone keeping kind of
I
filling me
think
in?
we would.
Okay.
I would think.
All right. So it's like what I'm hearing is that, like, one thing that's important is that if we just scale up, like if we allow, like we should inform the outpost, like, hey, this is like the truth, and like if you make more noise, right, if you expand, like you're gonna like this is a reality you got to confront. So that might be good for them to note, and you know, and then the second thing is like this group of outcasts is looking for almost protection too. So it's like ideally they're like, if you can scale up and make, you know, like protect us, then we think that's good. But if you can't do that, if you don't have enough force, then you need to be careful about scaling up. It's kind of like
Yeah, I guess my next question is if you guys are indoctrinated to the Dominion, would the other faction consider you a threat?
I also want to know this guy's name, by the way.
gotcha. To Toots' question, it's like,
We are not. They will not see us as threats, for we do not wish to participate in their wars, but they will see the Dominion as a threat. And I believe that will lead to countless bloodsheds of the monkeys.
I love that.
I don't think that they could win, given your advanced mechanisms, but they would still try to fight. They have platforms that float because of...
sand blasters.
You bring us things that we've not seen before, like woven soft items.
It's kind of like explaining like all these things. Like they don't fucking know.
Like what a textile is.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think everything. Like you know, they even say like
Everything below is hard.
Yeah, it
We
is.
have nothing soft.
I'm sorry, I have to.
no, it's good. That's what I
that's
expect.
the name of this episode.
Yeah.
Everything below is hard.
Name of my band. I called it.
There you go. But yeah, it's like no.
We do not have the items that you bring us. We are appreciative of them. What we have to give in return, we hope that you are appreciative of too. But we are not fighters here. We have tools for protection, and we can hold off if needed. But we are not fighters like they are below. We are nothing to that scale.
If I could ask, or sorry, did you have something to talk?
I was going to ask, speaking to those below then, I guess.
Oh, yes, his name too.
Yeah, his name. What's his name?
His name is Leucothios.
Leucothios?
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds like a condition I had last.
Dope ass name. Yeah.
Be like,
Yeah, you
Leucothios.
gotta get that checked out.
It sounds like an evolution of Lucario.
It kind of does, yeah.
Be like, all right, Leucothios, these beasts, do they have a weakness that you know of? Do you have a way of keeping them at bay or away from you? Or can they just go where they please?
The space below is much more open for them, but they can go wherever they please. They are not angry beasts by choice. They are bred. Certain ones are bred for war, yes. But those in the wild are just beasts that live and are existing.
He's like, you can like point to some of the stuff. He's like,
the bone weapons that we have outside are crafted from the remnants of these great ones, these great beasts.
So why did we just see one do a Free Willy impression?
do you say that? You
Maybe-
no, but yeah, you bring up the fact. He's like,
Yeah.
They can get to the surface sometimes, although frequently they do not go that far.
Did something make it?
It is concerning that if they got that far,
it's kind of like stops.
they usually are not used for scouting purposes, if that is your concern. They just swim free. It probably got to the surface and breached, is my understanding. But if you're assuming that they're scouting, I do not believe that is what they do.
Okay, so you said that you're trying to work together with the monkeys.
Well, yeah, you are a monkey.
Yeah, monkeys. You are monkey. But ideally you would not be indoctrinated into the Dominion in your ideal world.
It's just like
We will work alongside those who help bring us protection and peace. This indoctrination, I don't know that word means much, but
The Dominion is trying to think of the best way to phrase this that you would have a frame of reference. The Dominion would be more like those of you below, all banded together for a common purpose.
Will they protect us from the ones below?
The Dominion protects its own.
There is possibility if the tribe goes with it, then we will join, but they mentioned enlightenment as well. They will teach us the ways to leave the planet if we wish. Is that how you arrived? The monkeys come from somewhere else, I assume?
Yeah, we came from somewhere else. If technology is something you wanted, I'm sure the Dominion could share.
And then Toots just like looks at Zander and she's just like, yeah, share so that they can be indoctrinated. That's not something that they want. Ideally, they.
But you keep saying that, but he's like, we might want it. Like, he keeps saying, oh yeah, it doesn't sound that
But
bad.
he wants it because he thinks it'll give him protection. So it's like he has to.
But it will.
I mean. Yeah, okay.
it's a real sticky wicket.
Yeah, like the guy's like, oh, sounds kind of tight. It's like Dewey Cox getting offered weed. And he's like, sounds pretty tight. And he's like, you don't want no part of this shit, Tremlix.
He's also saying that
There's no no side effects.
They'll protect you from your enemies, and they'll share you with technology to get off planet, just like you want. And he's like,
But
oh, it sounds pretty tight.
he is also saying that they have no beef with the ones below. And they're not scared of them, but if they part of the indoctrination of the Dominion, then they would become a threat. That's just what I was getting at.
Well, he did say they would protect us, which we do need.
By we, do you mean
The Thremlix.
The Thremlix.
Yes.
Protection
Well, you're
from
monkey.
Right. I'm speaking I'm sorry, I'm speaking as him.
Yeah. So, but
You're
the
right,
thing
though.
is that the Thremlix was saying that they wouldn't be a threat until they were part of the Dominion.
That's not what he said.
Yeah, I think
No,
I think
he's
it's
saying that the ones below might consider the Dominion a threat.
Yeah,
If
but
we came in
Which
large
would
numbers.
get squashed. Like the Dominion would squash them. Like the Dominion is how many different
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
So-
If they do find the Prime Dominion a threat, good. That's what the plan is, to protect the people in the Prime Dominion. That's how it works.
So why don't
okay,
we
so
clarify?
if we just if the Dominion just left this planet altogether, would there be a war?
I think
We don't
why
know.
You ask,
Don't know.
ask
Yeah.
that question precisely. Like,
Okay.
if you could snap your little mandibles or whatever, and
Phalanges.
phalanges, and make us go away. Is that better, or do you want the comforts of like our technology and to look at for the Dominion's protection? Like,
Yes.
if you ask that,
That is the question I ask verbatim.
thinks about that for a while, and it's just kind of it's like
We have no threats on this planet besides our own. And they have outcast us, so we are not perceived threats to them until they decide that we are no longer.
and basically, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this as somebody who like has this understanding, this consciousness is.
We are not a threat to them, but we do not matter to them as well. So if we are not useful to them, or if they want our land, they will come take it from us.
All right.
How will you protect yourself?
We will not. They will destroy us. We have...
Do you want assistance?
And it stops. It's like it would like exist. It would like to exist without that fear. Is the vibe that you're getting from it? It would like that assistance, but it doesn't fully know what that entails.
Right.
But neither
But-
do we.
Right, you don't know.
We
yeah.
are making up these things and attributing them to like our humanist ideals of what is going on, and none of
Yeah.
us know.
Right.
None of us have any idea. So it's
have
crazy to
no
be
right.
like, yeah, we're gonna do one thing or the other for you guys without them asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that the answer maybe that both of you are saying is like we should discuss that, right? We should.
But
We
that's
should
good,
just
but-
ask what they
right.
want.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we
Like,
should explore that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's very much where it's just like
We are open to the idea of joining if it brings us security. I don't know if we want to be off planet.
that. You know, like it just doesn't know what that entails.
Right.
Oh,
Like
okay.
so, it doesn't know. Like it's like
This has been our planet, our home. To leave that seems odd, but you monkeys have been, for the most part, peaceful. There was misunderstandings at first, but no war so far, which has been nice. But we only delegate for our tribe. If the others below find out about this, that will become... Our fear is that their negotiation with the Dominion could lead to us being exiled even further or eradicated.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd like
Like they would rather be the ones doing the negotiations.
You grab the big rock before they do.
Right, exactly. Because if the other side gets it, like,
Yeah.
Right.
So
I'm actually curious about that. So I ask
Eat the damn
Just eat
bug.
the grub.
I'm not going to eat the grub. I'm not going to eat that. So I just say like, hey, here's what you seem to be, wanting to really negotiate here and like understand and protect them, right?
So we're
Wait,
speaking.
I have something I want to say. There was a point I'm getting to. So I haven't been talking as much. So here's my time. I'm talking. So, what do you think about the idea of asking this Thremlix, like? What if we approached the other society, like the ones with the weapons and the beasts, like just hypothetically, what if the Dominion were to approach them like diplomatically, like we've approached you? What would you say they would say about our approach? Like, what is their motivations, right? If now we're on planet and we're negotiating, what would they say? And I'd like to hear that report because we've only heard from this subsection of artists and poets,
We really only heard from one.
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm
yeah.
curious, like, what they say the other ones would say, like, because,
Yeah, I can ask that.
yeah, if you ask that, he would like, again, pause, think about it. He's like,
If contact is made with the ones below, I believe they would attack first and see them as a threat immediately. I don't think there would be any sort of peaceful negotiations knowing my people and the way that we have lived on this planet for as long as we have. But I may be surprised at that. We have yet to come against a force that has been able to stop us besides our own. The inner fighting is what has led to us leaving.
Okay.
but
Yeah, I relay that info. What were you gonna say, Tyler?
I had more of a point of clarity for this particular one. I guess we would have clarified this before, but I do want to ask him, just to be clear, you've understood us the whole time?
Actually, that's a good question.
and it kind of pauses. It's like,
We have basic understanding, yes, of certain things. Emotions we can kind of sense, but nothing too crazy.
No,
Nothing crazy.
You get the idea that, yeah, like, they are pretty high, like, they're smarter than the rest of these people are giving them for.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of thing I want to figure out is, like, do they understand us more than, like, Sarah understands them?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And it's been that
it's
way.
essentially like they're a hive mind, so a lot of them, they all communicate at the same time. So if they're breaking through with others, they're able to, like, talk with, like, understand, like, I think they're trying to mean this, and they keep pointing at this, I think this means something to them. And, like, we've seen them come, like, what are these things? They're trying to figure stuff out.
So if they're hive mind, we did not talk with one person. We talked with everyone.
Yeah, right now everything is being
Everyone shares that
funneled
sentiment.
through this guy right now. But
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I don't want to make them, like, psychic to this extent. Like, I'm trying to shy away from the psionics.
Yeah, that's fine.
but-
I'm just, again, speaking of, like, what do they want as a
Right.
collective?
Yes, as a
We
collective.
can trust one person to tell us that.
As a collective, you get to say, like, this group, this outcast clan wants peace. The other clans they're just, like, war. Like, that, like, it's just, that's all they've ever done on this planet is just, I gotta build my tower up, and then you're gonna try to knock my tower over, so I'm gonna come try to knock your tower over. It's the sense that you get from all of this.
I think it's funny that, like, at any given time, since, like, a hive mind, like, the guy that's running the seed shop is, like, Googling how to kill his mom or something. It's like, he will never get away with it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
no,
very true.
I mean,
But yeah, I think they're much more. They get a much more understanding of what Sarah and them have been trying to ask than
Got it.
they've let on, and they've been trying to have these more in-depth conversations with them.
But
There's
nobody's
just that,
eating the bugs.
yeah, there's just that language barrier, and, like, that's why they're offering them to you. Like, yo, like, eat this shit and we can talk. Like, we'll be able to communicate, but no one knows. So, like, they're trying. They've given
Yeah.
they've given them the tools.
Yep.
Like, you monkeys don't like
Yeah.
bugs. That's weird.
So,
I think the impasse is just like, do we want to tell the Dominion everything, and they would probably go, cool, we want to take over and we want to kill the bad ones and then keep the good ones and empower the good ones and make them part of the Dominion, right? I'm
I
assuming.
mean, from Xander's point of view, he's just going to try to convince everybody, just eat the goddamn grubs. Because he can understand them. But his worry is that even though this guy's saying, well, they don't use the beasts for, like, scouting, or, you know, we could probably, they think, like, we could fight them back, but, like, realistically, this thing's, like, the size of a
Yeah,
fucking
it sounds
whale.
like no, you
Yeah.
can't.
No, it's just going
Yeah.
to come out from underneath
oh yeah,
and just wreck shop
Yeah.
on
And
it.
if they have
Oh, yeah.
metal tools and weapons,
Yeah. We
And
would-
also, like, monkeys, we tend to take up, like, knowledge of other, and, like, we would probably find a way to use these whales in a bad way, wouldn't it? The Dominion
Potentially.
tried to do
probably. I mean, you don't know.
that? Okay.
I think that just depends on what your thought of the Dominion is, right?
Yeah.
Some
yeah.
other people would see this as like, oh, we could put that in, like, a zoo, like, kind of like Shamu it kind of thing. And
Yeah.
then, like, you would have every right if you were against the Dominion, be like, they'll figure out a way to
Right.
weaponize or use this for something. Like,
Right.
you know, they'll capture them, they'll breed them, and they'll use them for, like, mining
Yeah.
operations. They'll put them on a planet they're not supposed to exist on, and just drive them to death, digging these holes, like that kind of
Sure.
thing.
And I'm
It
sure.
just depends on what your viewpoint is.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, Toot, being, like, a high-end official, has seen, like, I mean, she probably knows some, like, generals and some sort of, like,
Oh, absolutely.
armies and stuff, and she has seen, like, the amount of damage that, like, one amount of human greed can do.
Sure, and there absolutely are people in the Dominion that would use it. Like,
Yeah.
you would know that for a fact. There are people, I mean, in any culture and society, there are people who are going to do things for their benefit. Like, that's just how it is.
Nuclear bombing.
So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Okay.
very much I think that's the good point that you guys are at is, like, how much are you going to tell? What's your guys' plan with
Exactly.
getting that information to them?
Well, Xander's basically just going to tell him, okay, you know, thank you for this information. I don't know how you want to proceed, but we'll do what we can to make sure that those who stay there can communicate with you, and maybe you can work a deal out, work something out.
You just force feed someone a grub.
And I want to know.
Just smash it in their
I basically just want to make sure.
Psychic roofie.
I just imagine the scene from They Live where it's like, put on the sunglasses. It's like, no, put on the fucking sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically just want to make sure I know as much info as he can give me about these beasts.
Sure.
Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I think I already asked him, you know, how do you keep them away? But, like, just anything at all.
Yeah, they mainly, like, they eat rocks. So they swim through the rock. Like, that's pretty much all these holes are them just, like, imagine, you know, a whale swimming through plankton. But the rocks are plankton, so these things just swim through and make these holes until they're hungry. And then they return back to this open, hollow earth and swim and fly around. You know, they just hang out, fly. Again, there are ones that have been bred for war that are angrier than others, but for the most part, they're a docile creature. They don't really do a whole ton. Like I said, he's never seen them used for scouting because they're not the best things for scouting because they're giant fucking beasts. Like, you can't, like, it's like you're going to see that thing and freak the fuck out.
Nothing about that is stealthy.
Yeah, and there are probably, like, some smaller versions of them down below, like in Hollow Earth, but this hollow planet core, essentially. But nothing, like, everything that you're able to learn from these things, they're, you know, they are herbivores or rockivores or mineralvores, I guess would be the proper term there. And he definitely does mention that they have, like, there's a lot of iron and mineral deposits down there. Like, these shiny rocks that they're having all come from this area. And I think, like you said, you see the walls and they're probably adorned with certain gemstones and whatnot. Maybe there's even one in, like, the center of his crown or something like that. You know, there's definitely that kind of vibe of underground agates and various other things, too. So... And that's the kind of like the prime directive from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like, you can't interfere with what's going on there if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It may not even be our choice. All we can do is try to convince everybody staying at the outpost, just eat the fucking grub. And then you can talk to them.
That's essentially let what may is like, integrating the Dominion would be us going out of our way to try to integrate, try to introduce the
I mean, it's valid questions. I mean, like you said, is that even your guys' call to make? Like, you know, you can give these people the information, they can talk with them, and maybe that will lead to something further on. I guess it just depends on how much effort you guys want to put into brokering that trade and that deal.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, the general gist of everything that you get, and we'll say this conversation probably goes on like another like 20 minutes or so, where you get all this information. It's just these guys, for whatever reason, were outcasts. They live there. The higher you are, the closer you are to the surface in their society, like, the less valuable you are.
Sure.
So they all live very much deep, like, almost at the core of the earth kind of thing. And then, like, these guys have, since they're near the surface, they're not necessarily thought about. They're outcasts. Like, get out of here, whatever you want to do. Like, we don't care. And so it's not necessarily that the others are, like, hunting them or trying to kill them.
They're just outcasts.
Yeah, they're just outcasts. They're not, you know.
Sure.
Got it.
Makes sense.
Think of them as like the Puritans getting thrown out of or whatever, England or whatever it was. So, but
I like to think that they have like there's probably a temperature difference, right, between
probably
the deeper down, so like they're
a lot colder.
Yeah, so like maybe the textiles are worth more.
Warmer, sorry.
Yeah, warmer. So maybe there's like textiles for the guys that are above because they like need warmer atmosphere or something.
Yeah, it could be.
Just think of the science.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. So
Bill Nye taught me things.
He did.
Did you know he walked in Paris Fashion Week?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a model.
I know that he was on Almost Live.
I don't know what that is.
Almost Live was the Seattle version of SNL.
Oh, okay.
That's where you got to start from.
Oh, okay.
High-fiving white dudes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't even. I think he whatever his degree in like science stuff is
it's
not.
It's like mechanical engineering.
Yeah, he's mechanical engineering.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just really hoping that the science guys don't get canceled because like after the Neil Gaiman cancellation, and I'm just kind of like, come. Why can't anyone just be a decent human being?
Bob Ross was.
He was. Well, I mean, if you watch he was okay.
I'm sure every human being has fucking.
The
issues.
only thing is that when he had sex, it was a consensual of age woman, and that is something that is the lowest bar to set in today's day and age.
That seems to be the main bar to set. So
yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes. So, all right. Well, I think so. We see you guys leave this meeting.
One more attempt. Just go to Sarah and be like, Sarah, I'm telling you, eat one of these fucking grubs.
I understand what you're saying. I know we were going to analyze and see what's in them, but
I mean, we just spent 20 minutes talking to him. What do you do? What is it?
she doesn't know that.
What do you think we've been for 20 minutes?
I don't know.
All right.
Obviously, you don't
Analyze
communicate.
the grub.
You were playing hacky sack? You seem like a hacky sack group. Blex looks like he loves hacky sack.
Aw. Oh, I love that. I love that for you, Black.
I don't know if Blex plays hacky sack.
Nope.
I hate hacky sack because I got kicked in the eye with a hacky sack when I was younger.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it wasn't. So I never liked hacky sack. Plus, I'm not good at soccer. So, yeah. So I think we see you guys. So give me a roll. Give me like a bureaucrat roll or diplomacy roll here to try to convince her. If you really want to try to get her to eat this.
I'm not going to try to convince her, so this is all you.
So I'm thinking, can I make an argument for leadership?
Sure. All right.
Because like I'm trying to,
Love it.
You get pulling your military rank,
Yeah.
puffing out.
Love it.
Say 8+. Let's say 10+, because she doesn't really know who the fuck you are.
Damn. Well, I made 8.
Okay. And so she's just like, look, I'm going to study this. I believe you. I don't want to take that away from you, but I just need to know what's in here before anything happens.
Sure. You can understand him because you ate the bugs. Kind of vibe.
Yeah, exactly. So we see you guys load up on to this convoy. You guys roll back out towards the light. These people are just there waving. Some of the people are waving. They're waving back at you, just mimicking the motions.
Mm-hmm.
And we see you guys climb further towards the surface, breaching out into the broad daylight, the sun shining down on you with your 4 vehicles there. And we'll see what happens next week when what you guys want to do next.